Welcome everyone. My name's Snoo, and this is a very special video. I am about to share with you my deepest, darkest secrets on how I go about farming 8 mod corrupted maps, how I find the maps, and yes, this is essentially my new go-to strategy that I've been employing for the last week or so. I've almost completely stopped rolling my maps at this point, and I figured out a way to farm up gobs and gobs of 8 mod corrupted maps while not having to like go way out of my way to do it, and essentially indirectly lose currency by virtue of not doing a strategy that's so much more lucrative than this one. Yeah, it's pretty good. So let me show you the Atlas tree to start with here. You're going to see right off the bat that this is a wandering path strategy. So yes, I am doing wandering path, and I have combined it with Strongbox as well as Legion. So it's come to no surprise, these are two of the very best league mechanics this league for various reasons. Strongbox, of course, something I identified extremely early on this league, that it is outstanding for divination card farming. Legion has been identified as the #1 way to farm God Touch rares, and it is also not terrible at divination card farming. But the other cool thing is, what's really cool about this, both Legion and Strongbox are extremely good at map sustain. Like two of the best. Go figure. I mean, it's almost unfair, right? How amazing they are. So, map sustain sure does seem to favor a wandering path strategy with a lot of the chance to duplicate the map's small nodes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to see every single map drop duplication node has been taken here, and of course it's not 0.5% chance, it's 1% chance. All of the increased quantity wheel here, the inside wheel as well as all the increased effective modifiers on non-unique maps is involved. So basically all the juice you could possibly get for maps is involved here, and of course this is going to coincide pretty nicely with divination card farming. I am of the opinion that wandering path it does supersede grand design or non-wandering path strategy when it comes to raw divination card drops from strong boxes. A strong box focused strategy for certain. Legion, I'm still on the fence about it being all that good for God Touch farming, primarily because of chain of command loss. I mention this like every single time because, you know, that is kind of where my head is at still. But Legion obviously is still pretty good with wandering path, and in fact it's still really good for league specific rewards. So the Mariketh Legion chance is doubled, as you can see here. Chance to get a Legion is basically doubled. Of course we can't take Monumental down here. I've went ahead and for once stripped points out of Shrines. Shrines are not very good on a wandering path strategy. We also have higher map tier chance. I forgot to mention this, so every single one of these higher map tier chance is involved. Even took some tormented monster item quantity. This is, you know, mainly for touched monsters that may be running around. You know, I can't pick up Sands. I'm not going to be using a Tormented Scarab. It's just one of those things where it's like, where else am I going to put the points? You know, you could put them in to get 30% chance, increased chance to spawn a Harbinger. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But I just decided to go ahead and leave them in there. I'm not doing Beyond. We're not running Beyond. We're not even running Delirium. So what are we running? Well, let me show you. We are going to be running +1 Legion, Strongbox, Rare and Corrupted. We have to run this Sextant because you cannot get it on the Atlas passives. Of course, 500% increased item quantity, enraged Sextant for Strongbox farming, and then the mandatory for this strategy, 8 mod corrupted map drops. We are going to be running, in this case, a Gilded Cartographer Scarab, Gilded Divination Scarab, Gilded Ambush Scarab, Gilded Legion Scarab. So the decision to use a Gilded Cartographer Scarab basically solidifies this as not a God Touch farming strategy. Not technically. The last time I did Strongbox God Touch farming, I don't know if it got changed or whatever, but it sure seems like I'm seeing basically zero God Touch spawning from Strongboxes. I'm not sure. I'm well, who knows? Maybe I got unlucky with that. Of course, Legion's still pretty fantastic. Now, you know, if you wanted to focus a little bit more on God Touch farming and basically make this a three-way farm, you're farming 8 mod corrupted maps, you're farming patient cards, and you're farming God Touch rares, you could sub out the Cartographer Scarab for, of course, our friendly neighborhood Gilded Reliquary Scarab. More polished, maybe. Definitely not a bad idea. I'm thinking about trying it both ways, but for the sake of this video, this one is definitely a little bit special in that it's geared specifically for the 8 mod corrupted maps, and especially, I think, having gone, this Scarab here makes the 8 mod corrupted farm essentially the primary farm of the strategy, with Divination cards being the secondary, and then League-specific rewards, Legion League-specific rewards, maybe a God Touch rare, you know, without a Reliquary Scarab, it's not going to be that fantastic. But again, you know, it's Wandering Path. There's going to be tons of increased quantity and rarity. Honestly, the Reliquary Scarab probably a smarter idea because it is going to increase the amount of currency you make. So there was another question that comes to my mind is how much is the 8 mod corrupted map worth? I've been talking to my community a little bit about this. It would seem that it's obviously worth no less than 5 chaos, as in a regular map costs 5 chaos, but probably no more than 20 chaos per map based on the cost of the sextant. I don't really know where to price it. I'm still trying to figure that out in the future. But essentially, I'm showing you one of the 2 major farms that I'm doing right now. This is the farm that accumulates me 8 mod corrupted maps. I'm able to farm some get my fix in for divination card farming in the process, and then I will go back to the Jungle Valley with all of those maps. So I'm going to have Jungle Valley favorited down the line. A couple of colonnades to self-sustain colonnade, hopefully. You may need to put more colonnade in there or less, I don't know. But anyway, 2 is going to do it for me here. Let's go ahead and run one of these maps to see. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section below. I should probably mention that for a while there, I was doing Abyss instead of Legion, but I figured out a way to get Legion in there, even though it cost me a lot more points. It just seems smarter. So Abyss and Strongbox would actually be pretty nice for any of the other Divination card maps. So whether if you wanted to do Defiled Cathedral or Crimson Temple, one of those 2 maps instead, Abyss wouldn't be too bad. But I honestly hate Abyss with how annoying it is, and I'm just not going to do it. So we're going to run. We could either run Ambush or Legion, and I am going to run Ambush for sure. Not a good place to waste Master Mission. If you did, you go ANR, because you know the beasts do drop maps. They can, but I wouldn't waste that. I wish I had 5 or 6 Scarab slots. Let's go ahead and see how many maps we can get. This is the first take, by the way. You know, I don't even know how many maps I'm gonna get. Don't know if I'm gonna die miserably. Not really sure. I haven't ran a map like this in a while, but the smartest thing to do, because we do care about altars, is to try and find the boss room as quickly as possible. Now you can see here I got kind of lucky here, and I'm gonna, usually you probably want to run upwards, but I'm gonna find the boss here. I'm not gonna open any strong boxes. I got 7 headhunter buffs, probably gonna be enough. You know, this character is of course very strong, so it's not gonna be too hard. The boss can give people a lot of trouble. The maps can spawn Delirium potentially, but, you know, you just kind of not deal with it here. We'll get some random Divination card drop chance going on here. What do we have here? Now, this is very important here. I want to run... Oh, we got our first map right there. This time, we're going to take maps dropped by slain monsters have a 16% chance to be duplicated. That's actually really nice. I would probably still take quantity and rarity over that. Maybe... yeah, well, anyway, you're not going to have the choice for both of those at the same time regardless, so it doesn't really matter. As you can basically tell, I am essentially trying to unlock all of the Eldritch Minion altars right now. Trying to go through the map here pretty quickly. Not 100% sure how long it takes to do one of these maps. I'm sure it's not terribly long. I think I'll go ahead and start opening strong boxes while we're at it. Divination cards have a chance to be duplicated. You know, there sure are a lot of player-oriented altars that are really good for this strategy. I got an Abyss here that I don't really care about, but go ahead and kind of play around with it while I'm doing this Legion, I guess. Pretty much everything is done now. Let's see what I got here. 296 over 186. I mean, that kind of makes me wish I put that Reliquary Scarab in. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. I think I probably should have focused more on opening that Legion reliably. Now, this is a chest league, as you're all well aware, and the reason, one of the main reasons why this strategy is going to garner so many maps is because they're going to drop from chests. Legion chest, Strongbox chest. They're going to drop from all the rare Legion monsters, of course. They're going to drop from whatever, mostly magic monsters that spawn a lot from there. Look how many maps this is. Just tons of maps already dropping around. We have a 12% chance to reopen strong boxes, potentially. Abyssal Trove even could drop the map. This is definitely not my most efficient map clear ever, but obviously I'm trying to focus on bringing the value to you guys, explaining my thought process. Definitely liking this farming strategy. Patients are going to come. I think this will drop on average, probably at least one patient per map on average. So you can see you're almost certainly not going to be losing money. And again, that's not even counting any map stuff. So even if I had, like, let's say I did this map somehow, didn't drop a single map, and only dropped one patient card, I'm pretty sure it'd still come out ahead, basically, overall. But going through one of these maps, not seeing a single map drop would be kind of insane, to be honest. Very, very low chance of that happening. Definitely going to want to open up every single Legion chest. I've seen maps come out of Legion chests, always killing the bosses, too. That's why I'm doing the Gilded Scarab. You don't have to do the Gilded Scarab, but you're missing out on a chance to get an extra map. There we got a colony map, right? So that's nice. And, oh, well, patients did have a chance to be duplicated now, didn't they? So that is nice, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so this turned out to be a stellar map. I can't really say anything bad about it. I think I got all the strong boxes there, trying to be a little extra thorough. Yeah, we're going to call that map done. Well, so what did we walk away with? I came out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maps, 2 patient cards, a couple sextants, an orb of annulment, scouting report, and Eldritch Hiker. And this loot filter, if you weren't aware, is extraordinarily strict. Essentially, I'm only seeing awakened sextants and above in value. That will be in the description of the video if you want to copy the loot filter. By all means you can, but you can see I think this is a pretty normal turnout. I'm not 100% sure what the average is going to be. I suspect it's somewhere between 5 and probably around 5 and 10 at the highest end on average. 5 to 10 maps found on average. And again, if you're counting these maps at 20 chaos apiece, dude, that's crazy valuable. The market is kind of impossible to quantify on this. There's not really any obvious place, not even on TFT, where you can go to reliably buy and sell 8 mod corrupted maps of your choice. So it's just kind of something you have to take care of yourself, which is exactly why I'm showing you this strategy right here. So have fun with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your results are. Join the Discord. You can share your results there. Discord's in the description as well. Yeah, glad I was able to bring this video out to you guys. Even my own community is not 100% aware of exactly the strategy that I'm doing, so everybody is aware now. See you around in the next video, all right?